you doing? This is a video about using your mobile phone when you're driving. Excuse the face, I've just had a treatment done and I look like I've been running a marathon. I haven't, because I don't run, because I'm a driving instructor. I drive a car, I don't exercise, okay? But yeah, excuse the face. But yeah, so using your mobile phone when you're driving is completely illegal, okay? So you're looking at 6 points. If you get caught using it, you're gonna look at 6 points when you're penalised for it, and you're going to get at least a £200 fine. Okay. Now, if the way that you've used it gives you if you do something extremely dangerous, you may even be disqualified because of it as well, and you may end up going to court and paying all the court fees as well. So you could get disqualified from driving depending on how serious the situation is and how dangerous your driving was because of it. But if you're just using it, maybe changing your playlist of music or something, or even maybe even changing, like plugging it into put battery in it. Be careful. I've heard a story about a driving instructor losing their job because they plugged in their phone. I don't know if that's real or not, but it's been going around that a driving instructor plugged her phone in and she lost her job, right? So it's really bad. Now listen, the reason why I'm making this video today is because when you are using your mobile phone, let's just say that you did illegally use your phone. You're going to be on the phone, right? And you're only driving with one hand, so you've got less control of the car. Now, the person on the other end of the phone doesn't know how dangerous the drive is in front of you. And that's why it can be so dangerous, even to use hands-free, okay? So even if you've got hands-free, which is still, it's fine, right? You are allowed to use hands-free if it's coming through the phone, but it still is pretty dangerous because the other person on the phone doesn't know the situation that you're getting into. Now, it could be really dangerous. I was just on a driving lesson just now, and I had a point to make. I was like talking about something, and then I saw that the road ahead of us was getting much more difficult, so I stopped talking. And this is the thing, when you're driving with your friends or your family in your future, and you're having a nice discussion about where you're going or what your friend said or gossip or whatever you're having a chat about, yeah, they know to stop talking when you're dealing with something difficult because they can see it. The person on the phone or coming through the phone can't see it, and they'll continue talking to you even when you need to concentrate. And that is extremely dangerous, because having a conversation in the car and having a conversation on the phone is very different, because they can't see what you're dealing with. Because if they were sat with you, they would want to be safe, so they would shut up, basically. If they're talking to you about what ice cream flavour they want when you get to the beach, they're not gonna, they prioritise the danger. If there's like a truck coming towards you, they're gonna stop talking. But the person on the phone can't see that, okay? So guys, don't use your phone when you're driving, because it is highly dangerous, okay? Really dangerous. Everybody's lives are in severe amounts of danger. You know, changing your music or putting YouTube on. I've heard horror stories about truck drivers on motorways watching YouTube and just having horrendous accidents, yeah? I don't want to go into that, but really horrible accidents have happened because of that, yeah? Also, if you're in your first 2 years of being a driver, you're only allowed to get 6 points. And if you get 6 points, you lose your license, and then you've got to come see me again. Yeah, we've got to do it all again, yeah? I mean, I know that you want these driving lessons and I'm really cool and everything, but really, do you really want more driving lessons? Do you really want to try and get your license back, you know? So the point system is 12 points normally. So, but your first 2 years, you're on kind of like a probation. So you're only allowed to get 6 points before you lose your license, okay? So technically speaking, you know, points can be given out in 3s minimum. So if you run a red light, 3. If you break the speed limit, 3 normally. If you drive without insurance, 6. There's different things that you can get a different number, and using your phone is 6. That's an immediate loss of your license if you're in the first 2 years of driving, yeah? But seriously, next time that you're in the car with somebody and you're chatting to them and you'll find yourself, you will stop talking when the road is really busy, or if a cyclist comes out and cuts your mum up or cuts your boyfriend or your husband or your wife up, you'll stop talking because you know the driver needs to deal with that. But if you were on the phone to them, you wouldn't know that. If you become aware that you're talking to somebody on the phone when they're driving, if you become aware that when you're talking on the phone that the other person is driving, guys, tell them no. Just say, I'll call you back later, because you need to keep that person safe. Can you imagine how guilty you would feel if anything happened? Okay, so just say, I can hear you're driving. I'll call you back. Yeah, I mean, what's more important than, you know, arriving alive? All right, guys. So I hope this bit of information helps you today, and I'll see you on the next one.